Here we go. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You had the power all along, Chaos Kids. I'm Naomi.
Ooh, I'm Amber, and this is Crime, Wine, and Chaos. I've got the power. Like that?
No, more like click your heels together and go home.
Oh, all I want to do is go home, to be at home, to
I'm like,
go
you are
home.
home. What do we?
I know.
You-
I know.
They also say you can never go home again,
Well, there's that.
Sister, it's been
Mm-hmm.
a week and it's still not over yet.
It's the longest week ever.
You say that now, but next week you're going to feel that way when you're like literally days away from being done with work for a while so you can go visit your bestie. It's going
I
to get worse
know.
before
I
it gets
know.
better.
I know. And I have back-to-back meetings next week. I'm like, who in the hell?
It's the universe always knows.
I yeah, well, anyway, it's okay. It's all right. We got this.
Oh,
We've got
100%.
this.
We always got this. This part,
Mhm.
this is the easy
This
part.
is fine. This is the easy part.
This is like the best part of the week every week.
I know. I know. If I could do this full time, I wouldn't feel like,
Wouldn't that be
"Ugh."
amazing?
Well, yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys help us reach our dreams of being just full-time podcasters because
Mhm.
why not? Other people do it. Why can't we do it?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is not to say that we do not love the Chaos Kids and especially the Chaos Kid Club members and we appreciate every one of you so very much.
Mhm.
We just wish there was a few more of you.
Yeah.
A little more than a few more of you. That's all.
Like hundreds more.
At least.
Come one, come all. Yeah.
Maybe a few thousand more. We're not
Yeah.
asking for a lot. We do not want to be famous.
No,
We do not want to be viral. We do not want our own network. We don't want to be exclusive to Prime. We don't need any of that shit. We just. Did you
What's
hear
happening? No.
that? I'm going to blame the cat.
Okay, good.
Okay, great.
I blame my cats for everything.
Well, I mean, Jack's a menace.
Oh my god, I love him so much. He's such a menace. Such a fucking menace, and it's so cute. Oh, man.
Oh, sister. Do we have any announcements for the good of the order?
No, we don't.
No new Chaos Kids Club members.
Mm-mm.
No reviews to speak of.
Nope.
Okay, well, it was worth a
Wait.
shot. What?
Okay, not a new review, but we do have a new rating.
Oh, well, that's not. Gary,
I
cut that.
Whoa. Okay. Damn. Wow. I'm drinking my very last glass of that Ruffino Prosecco Rosé that I opened
Like
approximately
3
2
weeks
weeks ago.
ago.
And the fizz is gone, but it just
The
tastes like
fizz is
regular.
gone
Exactly.
away.
Ain't no fizzies when he's gone. It just tastes like regular rosé.
That's fine. As long as it doesn't taste like vinegar yet.
Mm-mm. Nope, it does not.
Well, that's good. Well, sister.
My skin looks really nice.
Amber, focus.
I'm sorry. I am.
Have you
I'm just
been
on the wrong thing. I
you-
was hyper focused.
Have you been pre-funking before
I wish. I've been in this spot since 6:00 this morning.
Oh, that's what's happening. There's some delirium going
And the
on.
walls are closing in on me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get through this so you can get out of that chair, sis.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
You
going
have
to tell
a
you.
crime for me.
I do. I'm going to tell you about the attempted murder of Lonnie Feather.
Okay.
Which I love her name, by the way.
Lonnie's a great name.
Feather, specifically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, Lonnie is a great name, but Feather. Okay, so we're going to 2001 Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Quiet residential neighborhood in Selwood on the east side of the Willamette River. It's got a bunch of craftsman-style houses with, like, front porches.
Mhm.
I love. It's
Who doesn't love a craftsman?
I know.
They're wonderful.
They are so wonderful. The neighborhood is a lot of, like, artists and teachers and people who make things with their hands,
Mhm.
and it's a very safe neighborhood. Lonnie Feather is a glass artist. She has a studio behind her house where she sandblasts shapes into thick panels of glass, carved stone, painted murals, and all kinds of things that she has made and installed all over the city at universities and public buildings, all over Oregon, really. You could
Wow.
see her art. Yeah.
Okay.
She was 50 years old in 2001, and she was the kind of woman who seemed to have figured out exactly who she was. She had a home that she owned, she had her work, and she had a life that she had built. She was happy.
I mean, by the time you're 50, hopefully, you've got that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Mm,
I'm working on it.
samesies. Lonnie grew up in Portland and put down roots there the way a lot of people do. She said that she was just in love with the city and it felt like hers.
Portland's a cool town,
Portland is a cool town.
and, I feel like there's a lot of PNW people that feel that way about where we are, like,
Mhm.
we're gonna be right here, thanks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Portland is very similar to Seattle.
Yeah, it's smaller.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, it's Seattle's, like, little sister.
It's like Seattle, like, 30 years ago.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. She studied art at Portland State University, where she graduated with honors in 1987. Before that, she had trained at the Pilchuck Glass School in Washington, which is one of the most prestigious glass art programs in the country.
Mm. I mean, we are known for our glass art in the Pacific Northwest as well.
We are?
Well, yeah, you know about Chihuly, right?
No.
You don't know about Chihuly? He's like
Mm-mm.
one of the most famous glass blowing artists that ever existed, and he's got a big, huge, like permanent exhibition at the Seattle Center, and his studio in Seattle is. And he does all when you go into like giant buildings with like giant 3-story lobbies, and there's like a huge glass sculpture like hanging from
Mhm.
the ceiling, and it's got all those like tentacles coming out and twirling and pointing, and there are all these beautiful those are usually Chihuly pieces.
Wow. Very cool.
Mhm.
I had no idea that we
I've
were known for
actually
that.
gone glass blowing once.
Really? It sounds
Uh-huh.
scary. I had a friend that used to do that. It sounds scary.
Mm. I mean, when you go do, like, a class, there's a place over in Redmond where you can go do classes, like, we did it as, like, a morale event with a group of admins when I worked at Microsoft,
Mm,
and they, like, do all the really scary stuff.
really?
Yeah, like, it's mostly just, heat. You're working with
Oh.
some really high heat.
Oh, what
But
did you
they've
make?
what did I make? I think I gave it away as a gift to somebody. I might have given it to mom. I think I
Mm.
made like a glass ball,
Oh, cool.
like a
That sounds
globe.
familiar. Yeah, like a garden globe.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. Okay, in 1983, she was recognized with a Corning Award for Outstanding Student at the Pilchuck Glass School. She had been making and doing exhibiting her work since 1982.
Wow. I mean,
Mhm.
she's that she is clearly a gifted artist, right? Like
Yes,
this is
very
not
much.
a hobby. She's the real deal.
Mhm. She had been commissioned for public installations at Oregon State University, the University of Oregon, Portland Metro Headquarters, and the Lake Oswego Art Commission, among others.
Mhm. Is she native?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. The studio behind her house in Selwood was where she spent most of her time. There's something particular about the way glass artists work, the precision required, and the patience, and the way the material demands your full attention. You can't rush it, apparently.
Mhm.
You have
Mhm.
to know what you're doing.
Mhm. And she's doing sand blasting, which is
Uh-huh.
totally different. It's like a whole other thing. There's like
What is that?
Well, sandblasting, it's like when you're I can imagine she's, like, sculpting glass with, like, a sandblaster, or she's
Jeez.
do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not I'm really curious to see her work.
Mm. I have some pictures of her work.
Great.
Uh-huh. So she was doing the damn thing. She was also, as she later described, a person who did not expect violence from the people she let into her life. She was not naive. She was 50 years old and had been around the world and around people long enough to know that things could go wrong. But the man who came into her life in 2001 didn't look like something going wrong. He was an old friend.
Oh.
Mhm. Lonnie had known Michael Hunter for more than 20 years. They had met back when both of them were working in the stained glass business. In the world of glass art, which is not a very large community, people who work in the same medium tend to know each other.
Well, yeah, it's like Christopher Guest, he did he did a bunch of different movies like Best in Show and Waiting for
Mhm.
Guffman, and, like, they're always these hilarious but endearing case studies on these little microcosm worlds where there's
Mhm.
this the worlds are small, like
Yeah.
breeding dogs or working with glass. Like, it's like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? They're like these
For
their own little
sure.
universes amongst, like within the universe. It's very yes.
Totally, totally. They would run into each other at shows and at schools or at, like, suppliers.
Mhm.
So they'd been in the same orbit for a long time. They knew each other, they trusted each other in the loose way you trust someone you've known a long time without knowing them, like, deeply, you know?
Sure, but you're around somebody often enough, you get a sense for their vibes, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, he had good
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
So they had lost touch and years went by, and then out of the blue, as Lady Lonnie later described, Michael called her up. He said he was back in the Portland area from Texas and he wanted to reconnect.
Okay, let's go get a drink or something.
Mhm.
Cup of coffee.
Yeah. They picked up their friendship and at some point the friendship grew into romance.
Mhm.
He parked his motorhome in her driveway and
Uh-oh.
began spending Do you have plumbing hookup out here?
Shitter's full.
I'm gonna fumigate this here chair. Oh my
I mean,
god.
that's like the first red flag, right? He pulls his motorhome up into her. It's like, this is what they call the hobosexual, okay? See,
Ah,
he would be homeless if it wasn't for her driveway.
right. Uh-oh. But she saw this as a good thing. She described him as kind and gentle. He said
Mhm.
all the right things. He brought her flowers and gifts. He was very attentive. When conflicts would come up, as they always do in any relationship, they could talk through them. And Lonnie remembers thinking that this is the kind of boyfriend that she always wanted, someone who communicates and doesn't shut down and is just like easy to talk to, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we know where this is going, so
Well, yeah. Oh, see, this is the scary part though, when you don't get a bad vibe, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But what Lonnie didn't know was that Michael Hunter came to Portland running from something. There was a warrant out for his arrest in Texas because he had defrauded business associates um, for like millions of dollars, and fraud charges
Oh.
had been building against him for years.
Okay.
He was like a full on con man.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And he had made an art form out of presenting himself as trustworthy and kind and gentle and learning exactly what a person needs to hear and then providing it so that
He could
they
get what he wanted from them, like a place to park his fucking motorhome.
a place to park his fucking motorhome. Mhm. Yeah.
Oh.
So the gifts he was giving Lonnie had actually been purchased on credit cards that he had taken out in her name
Oh my god.
without her knowledge or consent, obviously.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
What hobosexual.
The kindness and attentiveness were tools that he had used.
Yep.
The ability to talk through conflict was because he had a lot of practice at it.
Uh-huh.
He had done this before and he was very good at it.
Mhm.
And Lonnie didn't know any of this.
Right.
There was no way she could have known. She said the red flags you're supposed to look for weren't there. When you were inside the relationship, they actually looked like green flags, like everything is great.
What how do you keep picking these stories?
One would argue that they're picking me, you know? They're picking me.
Fair enough.
Actually, I had no idea.
You said that every time.
Well, I'll tell you, I won't tell you the headline that I saw that was like, "Ooh, I wanna do that," and then because 'cause it'll
Uh-huh.
give it away. I'll tell you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, yeah.
So as far
I'll
as
tell you later.
I'll
I'll
tell
tell
you
you
later.
later.
Put a pin in that. We'll circle back. As far as Lonnie was concerned, everything was going great
Uh-huh.
until she decided to refinance her house.
Oh, here we go.
Mhm.
Wait, what do you mean my credit's not good? Wait, what credit cards are you
Ooh.
talking about?
Yeah. Because
Oh,
refinancing requires a lot of paperwork,
uh-huh.
and you get a full printout and a clear picture of your finances and your credit and what's in your name. And
That's right.
Mhm. When Lonnie started going through the process, she found the credit cards and the accounts opened in her name that she hadn't opened.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was like, "This has all been done by the man sleeping in my house. It's fucking great."
He's
So,
supposed to be sleeping in the motorhome.
well, listen, right? I know.
Down not in her driveway, by the way. Ladies, just no do not live with men. Do not let them live on your property or in your home. Just don't do it.
You know what? It is trending so hard right now on the socials, this whole idea of like, oh, women in their 40s and their kids have grown and they don't have a man and they're going to be lonely. And it's like, women are not lonely.
We are not the lonely ones.
No, we are not.
We're really not.
And there is a huge uptick in women saying, no, thanks.
We're good.
Fucking no, thanks. We're
No,
good.
thank you. You know where I
Yeah.
stand on this. I mean, everybody in my life and on this podcast that listens to us knows where I stand on this.
Right. But yeah, we're not lonely.
No, we're not lonely. And men aren't lonely enough. That's all I have to say about that.
We have peace. Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste, bitches. Okay. So she confronts him. And unclear exactly how that conversation went, but we do know what happened next, which is that Michael Hunter was cornered and he was like, facing exposure, not just for what he had done to Lonnie, but for the warrant in Texas and the fraud charges, and everything was about to come to a head for him, right?
Yep.
So so the solution that he arrived to was to make sure that Lonnie couldn't tell anybody what he had done. So he shot her 4 times in the head.
And also, I know that this is the attempted murder of Lonnie Feather. So this is crazy.
Mhm.
In
Mhm.
the in the head. What?
Mhm. One bullet went through her cheek and traveled down her neck, clipping her vertebrae.
Oh my god.
Another fractured the back of her skull, and the other 2, like, went into her head and, like, stuck in there.
Oh my god. Was this inside her house?
Yes, but she did not die. Immediately after being shot, she made a decision to play dead.
So smart.
Uh-huh.
Of course, how hard could it be at that point to play dead? I'm just saying, Lonnie, what how much fight did she have?
I'm uh, okay. She would later describe it in this way. In that violent moment, she made a clear decision. First, to live, and second, she decided that the only way to survive was to outwit him. She didn't think she could fight him. She didn't think she had the strength to get up and make it to the door.
Mhm.
So she slumped on the couch and stayed as still as she could while trying to remain to be like to look like she was unconscious. And she was doing like quick
Baby breaths.
no, no, no.
Oh, like
No, no, I was gonna say a quick body scan of like, am I okay? Am I okay? What's going
oh.
She said her brain was working. She could feel it working even through what was happening. She asked herself if she was alive. She later recalled her reasoning. She was certain she would see like a white light if she were dead. She looked for the white light, it wasn't there. She's like, "Okay, I'm alive." She was
Okay.
laughing while she recalls this later.
Right?
Like, she was like, "Did I hit something? Yes?
Yeah.
No?"
Oh my god, Lonnie. I love her.
I know. She said the sensation in her head was not painful, but it was heavy, and she
Well, yeah,
couldn't.
I mean, we don't actually have, I mean, obviously in her vertebrae and probably in her skull, there's nerve endings, but there's no nerve endings in the brain. When they do brain surgery, very often they do brain surgery on you while you're awake.
I know, which is so spooky.
It's wild.
Mhm. It is wild, especially when they can, like, I mean, maybe this isn't true because 'cause I've just watched Grey's Anatomy, when they can make you do things by poking at.
Certain areas of the brain and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But
I
it's
don't like.
wild that there's no nerve endings for you to feel pain there.
Mhm.
It's interesting.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's
I
good.
wonder if what she felt was heaviness was maybe like the bleeding in her brain,
Maybe,
like blood was
maybe.
pooling.
Oh, yeah, probably. She said there was a buzzing, like a vibrating sound, but her mind was clear.
Wow.
And she was going through like a mental list of things, assessing how she was going to survive. Michael Hunter stayed in the house. He seemed to be waiting until it got dark where he could maybe move her body or figure out what he was going to do. At one point he sat down at the computer to play some video games.
What, like solitaire?
I don't know. Mhm. She held that position on the couch for 4 hours.
What?
Mhm. Okay, so the headline that grabbed me was "Woman plays dead for 4 hours after being shot in the head."
4 hours she's bleeding and she has bullets in her brain and she's just laying there conscious and aware and playing dead.
Yes.
Lonnie Feather.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
This is miraculous.
I know. She is a fucking badass. Then there was a knock at her front door, and she heard Michael go out onto the porch.
Uh-huh.
So she got up, she grabbed the phone, she dialed 911. She says, "I've been shot in the head." She gave her address, she hung up and laid back down.
Holy shit! Lonnie Feather is my new hero.
I know.
This is incredible.
Mhm. Mhm.
She laid back down.
Yeah. This next part kind of pisses me off, and it's not the dispatcher's fault, but
It's always the dispatcher's fault, let's be clear.
listen. Michael comes back into the house and the dispatcher called back. And Michael answered the phone. And he tried to convince the dispatcher that there was nothing going on here. But he knew he was cornered. And then
Oh,
it turned
no.
into a hostage situation.
Oh, no. This all she had to do was send somebody.
Mhm. Mhm. The neighborhood was quartered off. The house was surrounded by police, and Lonnie is still on the couch, still bleeding, still
Oh
holding
my
it
god.
together.
Unbelievable.
She could see bright lights shining through the windows of the house. It was the spotlights from the officers outside, and she knew help was close. She knew as long as she stayed conscious that someone was coming.
I can't believe she's still conscious.
Oh, I know. She would later say, "I calmed myself. I knew I had to stay smart in order to survive, and that somewhere he was going to make a mistake."
Well, yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, and he had already made a mistake because he never checked for a pulse.
Of course not. They
He
never
just
do. This is
mm-mm.
you guys, if we've learned anything in all of our time ingesting and sharing true crime, we know that as long as you play dead, they believe you.
Mhm. Mhm. And he just like assumed that she was and stopped paying attention, like went and played games.
You fucking idiot. I mean,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, and he stepped outside, which allowed her to call 911 and bring the entire force of law to her front
Right.
door.
The entirety of Portland PD is
Mhm.
outside her house. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Eventually, Michael Hunter gave up. but it had been approximately 8 hours from the time that she was shot in the head that she was taken to the
Holy
hospital.
shit.
8 hours.
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh. She was in the hospital for 9 days and then was released to her mom to recuperate at her mom's house, who was also in Portland. Um, she put some distance between herself and her house for a little while, but and her family assumed that she would never want to live in that house again, and so they began, like, packing up her belongings, but she decided that she wasn't going to let that piece of shit take anything else away from her, and that included
Yeah.
her house. She was like,
Yeah.
"That's my house." She still
Yeah.
lives there to this day,
It's a beautiful craftsman in a beautiful neighborhood.
and she has an art studio in the back.
That takes a lot of work to set up the studio the way you want it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
She also decided that what happened was not her fault and that she was not going to carry any shame about it. She was clear eyed about why this was a decision she had to make deliberately, not a conclusion that arrived automatically. Victims of domestic violence get blamed later because people ask, why did you choose that person? Or did you not see the red flags? Or did you not see it coming?
Yeah.
And the blame implies a failure of judgment on the part of the victim.
Mhm.
Michael Hunter was charged with attempted murder, kidnapping, and assault with a deadly weapon. He reached a plea agreement where he was sentenced to a mandatory 15 years in the Oregon State Penitentiary. Per the terms of that plea, at the end of his Oregon sentence, he was to serve 20 years in the state of Texas for the fraud crimes committed prior to the attempted murder.
Wow. So all told, we're talking 35 years.
Yes, but also, like, the financial crime had a
A
heftier
longer term than
sentence.
the attempted murder?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
So after he was released from Oregon prison, he went straight to Texas for 20 years. After her recovery, Lonnie made the decision to be public about what happened to her. She works with survivors of domestic violence. She worked for Ceasefire, a gun awareness nonprofit. She gives talks. She agreed to appear on the Biography channel's show I Survived, which is where I saw this.
Ah.
Mhm. Specifically because she wanted to reach people who might be going through something similar and needed to hear a voice from the other side of it.
Wow.
She told interviewers that she would not lend herself to anything that sensationalized her experience. What she wanted to convey, she said, was a specific message that life continues, that it's possible to have joyful, rich, full, happy lives beyond something you think is the most horrible thing that could ever happen. When the Portland Tribune interviewed her in 2008, she was 53 years old, sitting in her home in Selwood, the same house where she had been shot. And she appeared in the reporter's description, collected and grounded. She laughed occasionally over the unbelievable details of what she had survived.
Right? Me too.
I mean,
It's unbelievable.
I know. um, yeah. Let's see. I need to check my Google Docs because it keeps to Gary cut this. It keeps
No, Gary,
it
keep
keeps
this in.
repeating paragraphs. I don't know.
Oh,
Lonnie Feather is still an artist in Portland, Oregon. Her website is still up. The commissions are still listed. The installations are in buildings across the state, in universities and public centers. And she continues to make glass in her studio behind her craftsman home.
fuck yeah, Lonnie.
Yep. That's fucking
Wow.
Lonnie. Badass.
I got multiple, like, moments of goosebumps in that story. That was amazing.
She's fucking amazing.
Unreal.
Mhm.
Wow. Thank you for that, sister.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you have a
Well,
palate cleanser?
um, not really. And,
Okay,
it's
great.
funny because, I live close enough now that Portland is actually slightly closer to me than Seattle is these days.
Mhm.
And so that was kind of a local one where as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned. And I also have a local story
Oh shit, we
today.
did it again.
We did it again. So I am going to tell you I did not set myself up for success here. What the heck? Uh Gary cut this. I gotta find my story. Here it is.
I didn't set myself up for success.
You know what? Story of my life. Okay,
Same.
what's happening? Where's my
About what?
story?
Oh.
What why is this what's going on? I just have a blank screen. I have a blank tab where my story is supposed to be. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me just
Mm,
zoom in a little because, I'm an old woman now.
mm.
Okay. I am going to tell you about Jonathan Hoang.
Okay.
Do you know about this story? I think you probably do.
Not yet.
Okay, well, let me tell you about him. Jonathan Hoang was born August 30th, 2003 to parents Tao and Anne Hoang. He was the second child of Tao and Anne. He has an older sister. Jonathan was diagnosed with autism and in March of 2025, at the age of 21, was living with his
He's
parents
missing.
in Arlington, Washington, a town north
Sorry.
of Everett. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh.
His Jonathan's uh Jonathan's needs and cognitive abilities means that he would not be able he'll never be able to live without some level of assistance.
Mhm.
Jonathan at the time was attending a transition program with his high school, a program that had just started teaching him how to use text messaging and email like a couple of months prior to March.
Mhm.
This is March of last year.
Mhm.
This was because he was just about to graduate from the program and would be losing his school email after graduation. His first text message was to his sister 2 weeks before the end of March.
Mm.
Tao says that Jonathan has the mental faculties of a third grader.
Okay.
He didn't even know how to create a new email on his own and required the assistance of his teacher to make one.
Mm.
Jonathan does not drive or have a bus pass or even know how to take public transportation alone. He doesn't know how to use money or read a map.
Mhm.
He needs help with his daily medications. And while he can heat up food if it's already made and in the fridge and can get his own snacks from the pantry, he can't cook food without help.
Okay.
Well, except for his famous sandwiches, which is just whatever he can find in the back of the fridge, including condiments slapped between two slices of bread.
Oh. And you know what? To be fair, I can't fucking read a map either, so I mean,
They actually blame that on the invention and ubiquity of GPS.
yeah,
There's like a cognitive decline in humans on how to read maps because of
I
it.
believe it.
Jonathan struggles with problem solving and has a tendency to shut down if a situation becomes stressful or he encounters a problem he doesn't know how to solve.
Mm.
Tao and Anne had offered to Jonathan the opportunity to live somewhere else in a setting where he could still have help and support, but be more independent.
Mhm.
And Jonathan did not want that. He wanted to live at home with his parents, and they were happy to have him stay.
Mhm.
And his big sister is next in line to take in Jonathan and care for him if and when the time arrives when Tao and Anne can no longer do that.
Right.
Jonathan's main interests include walking, relaxing, and food and bevies. He
Same.
loves, right? Sounds good to me. He loves Red Robin, Buffalo Wild Wings, Olive Garden, Starbucks, coffee stands in general, root beer floats, banana shakes, lotus drinks, Italian sodas, and any kind of snack. Jonathan's response to questions about what he wanted for Christmas or his birthday was often, I'm grateful for what I have.
Oh, what a pumpkin.
Or he would ask to just go out to eat.
Mhm.
Jonathan plays games on his iPad, has a Perry the Platypus pillow pet, likes Minecraft, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, and Legend of Zelda. He also enjoys doing quote unquote research on YouTube, although he has no official YouTube account of his own. He's very into cryptids like Sasquatch.
Okay, okay.
Same, Jonathan,
Mhm.
same.
Mhm.
And modern folklore like Krampus and Slender Man.
Ooh.
Jonathan also enjoys silliness. He likes the humor of a middle schooler. His favorite books are Captain Underpants, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Last Kids on Earth.
I loved Diary of a Wimpy Kid when Jade was into that, and the movie was so cute.
Sebastian read all the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. I
Mhm.
think he had all of them and read all of them.
Yeah,
He
they were
loved those
great.
books, yeah.
The Cheese Touch.
I don't know, I never read them.
Oh.
One of his favorite things is to tickle his mom,
Oh.
and he loves the family dog, a Yorkie named Lady. He likes to
Mm,
say, "I think Lady needs some attention," when she's whining or ringing her bell at the front door.
cute.
Jonathan doesn't like loud noises, but he isn't super reactive. Rather, he isolates instead. He likes cozy, quiet, peaceful places like his bedroom.
Mhm.
When he gets anxious, he paces or goes for a walk.
Okay.
He also prefers the company of adults to children or his peers. His social circle is small, consisting mainly of his immediate and extended family, teachers and school staff, students in his transitions program, and neighbors. Jonathan is quiet and does not often initiate conversation with people he doesn't know well.
Mm,
He is a respectful person, trusting, and he views all adults as authority figures.
mm.
He often asks for permission for things like to go on a walk or to get a drink of water when he's at school. Jonathan would take a walk every day through the neighborhood, never deviating from his route from home to the school bus stop and back, and would always cross the road in the same place every time.
Mhm.
He is respectful of others' property, and he never leaves the road, not least of all because Jonathan hates to be dirty.
Mhm. Okay.
On the evening of March 30th, 2025, Jonathan had asked his dad if he could sleep in the guest bedroom that night because he said the TV was too loud for him to fall asleep in his own room.
Okay.
Tao told him it was still early and the TV wouldn't be on any longer by the time Jonathan went to bed. Jonathan said goodnight to his dad and went to bed early at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
The next morning at 6:40 a.m., Anne went into Jonathan's room to wake him for school, and he wasn't in his room. Even more upsetting, all of the things Jonathan would normally take with him when leaving the house were still there: wallet, phone, money, medications, and all his jackets. This is important because Jonathan is habitual and follows a very structured routine. He never leaves the house without a jacket with a hood. This is
Okay.
like a security blanket for him.
Mhm.
Even on his walks in the neighborhood, he would wear a hooded jacket even in 90+ degree heat.
Okay.
He would often pull the hood of his jacket up, like as part of that, like a protection move,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
No bags had been packed, but his iPad was missing. This is also noteworthy because Jonathan only takes his iPad with him when he leaves the house if he is going on a long car ride or a plane ride.
Okay.
A pair of wired earbuds were also discovered to be missing, and Anne's um, slip-on garden shoes, I think they mean Crocs,
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah.
were normally kind of live by the sliding glass door, those were also missing.
Mm.
Jonathan was immediately reported missing, and a week-long search was launched. It was an extensive search and rescue effort that included professional trackers, multiple sets of scent dogs, including cadaver dogs and dogs trained to track days-old scent near water and, marshy areas, helicopters, drones, riverboats, and infrared. On Saturday, April 5th, 150 search and rescue volunteers conducted an arm to arm search in the area surrounding his last known location.
Mm.
Searchers were instructed not to go around any obstacle, only over, under, or straight through. The search and rescue deputy believed Jonathan's remains would likely be recovered that day, but after the search yielded no evidence or indication that Jonathan ever left the backyard or the pavement, it became clear that Jonathan had to have been taken in a vehicle the night he went missing.
They think that maybe he was talking to somebody online?
That's what his family thinks. Scent dogs had
Mhm.
traced his scent off the family's property where it abruptly ended on the street.
Mm.
According to Jonathan's sister, this is one of those, you're gonna get mad. I'm sorry.
Mm.
You're about
Okay.
you're about to get mad.
Mm. Okay.
When the Hoangs asked the Snohomish County PD to investigate his potential abduction as a crime, they said, quote, "Even a child can get into a car with a stranger, and that's not a crime."
What? What
They
the
jo
fuck?
they joked that he'll come back with a wife and kids and a beard and you'll have a great laugh, and they told his sister in that first week that he was missing, quote, "No offense, but who would want him?"
No, they did not.
She testified this. This is
That's
on video. She says this on video in front of,
Oh, no,
like
I believe her.
mhm.
That's fucking disgusting. That is shameful.
The Huangs would eventually serve Apple a subpoena to try to get information on the whereabouts of Jonathan's iPad, but they refused to comply, citing that law enforcement could request that data. The last Find My location ping was the street in front of the house. The family logged into his iCloud account and found no digital forensic data that would suggest what might have happened.
Mm.
The Huangs even looked into the possibility that ICE had picked up Jonathan, but they contacted the detention centers and no one matching Jonathan's name or appearance was located in their system. The Huangs are absolutely positive that somehow someone who must have befriended Jonathan online was able to lure Jonathan out of the family home in the middle of the night and abducted him. It's the only
Yeah.
thing that makes sense, if any sense can be made of this situation.
Mhm.
Jonathan loved his family and he loved living at home, and he just didn't have the wherewithal to navigate outside of the neighborhood on his own, and he wouldn't have just left. He was not
No.
prone to running away. He was not one to wander, especially not in the middle of the night without his jacket or any of his other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Tao and Anne put together a GoFundMe to raise the funds to acquire emergency guardianship of Jonathan and to hire a private investigator. And for 3 months, there were no leads.
Mm.
The Huangs have contacted anyone and everyone they could for assistance with no luck. When they contacted the Washington State Attorney General's office, they were told the state AG requires that the Snohomish County Attorney's office reach out in order to initiate any action from them.
Great.
The Snohomish County Attorney's office told them an outside entity or agency needed to raise a concern or complaint with them to report to the Attorney General's office, so someone other than the family. When
Mhm.
asked for an example, they could not provide one. The co-founder of the National Autism Association and Adult Protective Services said they could reach out to them with concerns, but this has not yet triggered any kind of response. They contacted the U.S. State Attorney's Office, Disability Rights / Department of Justice. An assistant U.S. attorney from the Department of Justice directed them to contact Adult Protective Services and Snohomish County Sheriff's Office ADA coordinator.
Mhm.
When they contacted Adult Protective Services, they were informed that APS cannot do anything without Jonathan physically present.
Why the fuck would they need them if Jonathan was physically present? This is so ridiculous.
Snohomish County Sheriff's ADA coordinator told them on the phone that this isn't his lane, but that he would encourage the head of the major crimes unit to reach out to the Huangs. They only ended up getting a meeting with Snohomish County Sheriff's Office by going to the office and waiting in person until anyone, would meet with them about letters of preservation on Monday, April 28th, because this was one day before day 30 for critical digital data being wiped on April 29th.
Oh no.
A contact at the Washington State Governor's office sent a formal recommendation to the governor's executive team to pressure Snohomish County sheriffs into relinquishing jurisdiction to the FBI and that Jonathan's case be investigated as a crime.
Mhm.
They didn't do that. The contact was trying to get them an in-person meeting with the governor, but as far as I can tell, that still has yet to happen.
Oh my god.
A contact at Senator Cantwell's office tried to get the Huangs an FBI liaison, but were unable to because Snohomish County Sheriff's Office has not asked for the FBI's help or interagency support. They have been incredibly verbally supportive and wish they could do more, but claim their hands are tied until Snohomish County Sheriffs ask for the FBI to step in.
What the fuck is wrong with Snohomish County Sheriff's Office right now? What is going on?
Similar to Senator Cantwell's office, Representative Kim Schreier's office offered any and all possible support, but has not been able to materially move the case forward.
God.
The Seattle office of the FBI, they were still waiting to hear back from about filing complaints, but the Seattle office asked the Everett FBI office to reach out to Jonathan's family to tell them that the FBI is, quote, not involved in Jonathan's investigation at this time.
Wow.
A Snohomish County council member offered to reach out to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office personally, and this yielded no change from Snohomish County Sheriffs.
Mm.
Snohomish County Sheriff's Office of Professional Accountability stated they confirmed no policies or procedures have been violated. When the Hoangs emailed several follow up questions, they received no response.
Yeah,
The
well,
odd
no policies or procedures being violated isn't the same as we've done the right thing.
That's right. The Autism Foundation CEO filed 2 formal complaints against Snohomish County Sheriff as directed by the FBI and has not heard back. She also issued a press release to counter one that was posted by the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. National Autism Association co-founder on the family's behalf contacted Snohomish County Sheriff's, the Attorney General's office, the Snohomish County Prosecuting Attorney's office, and more personally with concerns about mishandling of the case and lack of investigation. Um, a contact at the Department of Justice directed Jonathan's family to reach out to the Snohomish County commissioners, but a Snohomish County court clerk told them to not contact them about Jonathan's case and to contact law enforcement instead.
Mhm.
Snohomish County Sheriff Susanna Johnson, in that April 28th in person meeting where they forced the issue by remaining in the office until someone would see them, told the Huangs that she would look into letters of preservation for them, but never connected or circled back with them.
Jesus Christ.
According to a press release from Snohomish County Sheriff's released May 2nd, during the week-long search effort, Jonathan's case was assigned to a detective in the Major Crimes Unit, although it looks like they did not assign it to somebody in Major Crimes for like 5 days. There was nothing fruitful in the digital analysis on Jonathan's cell phone and computer that was left behind. They also stated that the exigency timeframe expired, so detectives are unable to get further data from Apple, Google, or Microsoft without a warrant.
Because they let it fucking expire.
In Washington state, warrants can only be issued when there is probable cause to believe a crime has been committed. And at this stage of the investigation, no evidence has emerged to indicate that a crime has occurred, so the legal threshold for obtaining a warrant has not been met yet.
Ugh.
In this release, they also stated they have not declined assistance from any local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies, and they have been in touch with peers from different agencies, including Washington State Patrol's Missing and Unidentified Persons Unit, but they did not mention the FBI. And then, at the end of June, almost exactly 3 months after Jonathan went missing, a resident of Kirkland, Washington in the Juanita area contacted police after returning home from vacation and finding footage on their Ring camera from around 11:30 p.m. at night on June 23rd that was determined to be Jonathan wandering their street.
Oh.
After the footage was given to police and seen by the Huangs, 2 other homes on that same street were found to also have footage.
Mhm.
Jonathan could be seen in a t-shirt and jeans, apparently clean and obviously fed, walking around, looking around, and walking up to the front porch of the home of that first family that found the footage. And this was all on 114th Street, which is the same street number as the Huang's home in Arlington.
Oh, he was looking for his house.
He was looking for his house.
Oh.
And just so everyone who's not from the Seattle area knows, Kirkland, Washington is like 40 miles south of Arlington.
Mhm.
It's like almost an hour. Depending on traffic, it's a 45-minute to an hour-long drive between
Mhm.
Arlington and Kirkland.
Mhm.
So a week went by between when this footage was picked up by the Ring Cam and when authorities and the Huangs saw it. So another search was conducted in and around the Juanita area, but Jonathan was, of course, not found. This video footage just solidified for the Huangs that someone abducted their son and had been keeping him somewhere near Kirkland. They think he must have gotten out that one night from wherever he was being held. And then what happened, we don't know.
Oh.
9 months later, just over a week from the time of this recording, on March 30th, 2026, Jonathan's family held a candlelight vigil for him at the park at Juanita Beach amidst 7 days of action for Jonathan, which included urging the community to pass out flyers and change their profile picture to a photo of Jonathan. With the help of a generous donation, the family is offering a $100,000 reward for any information that leads them to finding Jonathan. Tao said to the camera in a video message posted on the 5th of February, 2026, very near to the 1 year anniversary of Jonathan's disappearance, quote, "My dear son, be brave and know that you're not alone. God and his angels are by your side, loving you and enfolding you in their wings. Your family, friends, neighbors, and people around the country are with you. You know we love you. We love you when you're at home in your room. It's no different now, or even if you are thousands of miles or light years away. I know you're hurting and asking for help, asking to come home. No matter what, know that we will never stop loving you, looking for you, or ever give up on you. Daddy loves you, Mama
Oh.
loves you, and Jesus loves you."
Oh my gosh.
And that is the story of Jonathan Huang, missing person.
That's awful.
Yeah, we like the 1 year anniversary was just over a week ago.
Fuck. Mm.
So I will include obviously his missing person's
Yeah.
flyer and, contact information for, if you've for tips, the tip
I do
line and
remember that ring cam footage circulating on
mhm,
Facebook. I
mhm,
remember that.
mhm.
Wow.
Initially, one of a couple of the articles that I read, like this Nahomish County sheriffs were like, you know, well, no, that's probably not him. We don't. They were very skeptical that it was Jonathan.
Shut the fuck up.
It,
I think his parents and sister can be the judge of that.
they're absolutely positive it was Jonathan,
Yeah, and it's not like Snohomish County even fucking looked at his picture long enough to know.
right?
They've been just dismissive the whole time.
100%.
Wow, that's really disappointing.
I know.
Really
And
disappointing.
so I did also, and I didn't put this in there, but I know that Tao and Anne and Jonathan's sister have been working together on getting legislation passed for what they're calling the purple bill. So
Mhm.
they're trying to basically enact an alert system for like people high risk like Jonathan, right? So it would be like
Mhm.
instead of an amber alert, it would be or a silver alert, it would be a purple alert because one of the
Mhm.
things that they didn't do or because they couldn't do was put out like you know, a cell phone alert like you would get for an amber or silver
Right.
alert. So they're
It
working on
seems like
passing.
if y Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just say they're working on getting something like that passed in Washington state so that there's alerts that go out to everyone's cell phone just like they do for missing children, but for people that
Yeah.
are at risk like Jonathan, because part of the problem here is this is like Mary. This is like
Mhm.
Mary.
Yes. Yeah, he's an adult.
He's an adult,
Mm.
technically, because he's 21. Well, he's 22 now, but he's not. He's not.
Yeah, because if somebody has the mental capacity of a 3rd grader, it should be treated like a missing child.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
God. Wow. And so did they get emergency guardianship?
They obtained emergency guardianship like after the
Okay.
fact. Yeah.
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 Ugh.
But the fact that,
Wow.
yeah,
That's really disappointing.
I know. I had just the vaguest like cursory understanding of what happened with
Mhm.
Jonathan, and then when I started digging in and I because they have a website they've like dedicated to all of this one. There's even way more information on the website about Jonathan, about like
Mhm.
his mannerisms, the way he talks, like his stims, so people can like right, like his physical stims that he does so that people
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So if you see somebody, it's like, "Oh, they're doing that like it oh, that's something Jonathan would say or do or whatever," right? Like
Mhm. Mhm.
and, anyway, it's It's really yeah, and that's where I found all the information about all the agents because they have, like, an FAQ on there, and one of their FAQs is like, who have you reached out to help you?" And they're like, "Let us tell you some of the people we've reached out to," and it's like this laundry list
Jeez.
of all those people I told
Oh.
all those agencies I told you about and the people that I told and they're like, "And here's what they did, and here's what they said." Like,
Mhm.
this poor family.
Yeah.
So he's being
Yeah.
treated as a missing person. It's not really being investigated as a crime. Because if it were being investigated as a crime, then they would have used a warrant to get more information on his like internet activity and shit.
Right. Right. Fuck. It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Sorry, sister.
It's okay. It's important.
It is important. And he was and a few videos had come up on my TikTok account and I was like, "Oh, I remember this boy." So I decided
Mhm.
we were gonna talk about it. So
Good call. Good
yeah.
call.
Well, sister, we did it.
Oh, we sure did.
We made it through. Um
Mm,
oh, join the club, you guys.
yeah. Fuck yeah. Uh, Patreon.com, yakety yak slash that bat, crime, wine, and chaos. And spelled out, not the symbol.
That's right.
Um, Send us an email if you have a story suggestion or you just want to say hi.
You can give us a
Crimewineandchaos at
review.
gmail.com. Yeah, give us a review. A
You
full
can
typey.
if you have an Apple product, and 60% of you do, you can give us a full typey review or wherever you're listening to us.
You are hanging your hat on that statistic. I now know that it's 60% of you. Where are those
Which is like
reviews?
5 people, but, I'm just like
You know what? I'm guilty of this too. Is like I rarely think to like I'll leave any kind of establishment and think, God, that was such a pleasant experience. And not realize, especially for privately owned places, how meaningful reviews are. We
I
could
tried to
all do a little bit better at
we could
taking a moment
we could
and
we
just
could
saying, you know what?
when I
If I feel really pleased, I should just tell them and I should
when
put it on
I
there.
when I was working as a cashier, I remember I worked as cashier for a little over a year, and I was an excellent cashier.
Mhm.
I remember I that's when I learned that you can be excellent at your job, and no one will ever say a goddamn word to your boss or who you work for about it, but you have one bad day or one interaction,
Ooh,
they never have time to go give positive feedback, but they always have time to give negative feedback.
for sure. For sure. Mhm.
Always. Always. Hell, make time to give negative
Mhm.
feedback.
Yeah, give some positive feedback. We could all spread a little love around.
Spread the love around, you guys. Oh my god,
Yeah.
sister, I love you so much.
Love
That was
you.
so fucking
So
chaotic.
chaotic. Goodbye.
Goodbye.